to get it notarized, get some notoriety and so forth. I mean, but it's law and order, and what Christ is offering with the gifts when he sent the disciples out is he says, you've been freely receiving forgiveness. I have the power on earth to forgive sins. You've been freely receiving that. He at the time he made them his disciples. He was teaching them. They were getting revelations. Peter, who was asked, Peter, who do you say I am? And he said, you're the Christ. And Jesus said, Peter, that's a revelation from my Father. They were getting blessed, not receiving what they were due as sinners. And so they were receiving what Christ said is something freely given. And so the concept of grace and faith was being built, and our new dispensation, where believers, where the world is being evaluated by those revelations that the Bible is filled with, the prophecies, for what is the believer? What have they received? Who are they? Who are these people? And the church is very busy about silencing that, suppressing it, and getting perverted itself. It's folding to the social pressures, the social systems, its networks. And so the gifts come at a critical time. It's a very critical time, that we're having this study because of what's going on in the world. So we've got to think about that. We've got to fold that in to our lesson and understand the role of all that, that it plays on the absence of the gifts. I had a suggestion. I know everybody's busy. Everybody's busy doing something. But I have a suggestion. Instead of the guilt trip that we put ourselves on, I should have visited Harry, or I should have gone to see Karen when she was in the hospital, blah, blah, blah. We could all, if we're honest, come up with a list of things that we should have done. But perhaps if we just make the list very small, and how about if you just walk through these places? Maybe you've been there recently, but not on a mission from God. Walk down the halls of these places, by the rooms where people are suffering from the effects of sin. Don't go in any of them. Just walk past them. Just as though they have nothing to do with you and I. Nothing to do with us. Let those people lay in there in their various states of healing through through the social medical system, trapped in their in the effects of sin, and just let them lay there. Just walk past their room. Walk past it. Like, it really doesn't have anything to do with me. Walk down several floors, past all the suffering, and just leave. Just leave. Go back to your car, and go. Go back home, where none of that is real, and none of that has any effect on you, because none of them are related to you. They're just sick, suffering people whose sin has a grip on them. The world's sin is visiting them. And just leave them to the default system. Just let them go. I mean, we're doing that anyway, but it's a good project for our class if we were just to go and do that, because really what we need to do is we need to put more weight, because it seems like the church doesn't have enough weight on the gifts. They just don't seem to be significant enough. The reality of them is not weighty enough. Hi, team. Hey, we were just talking. We have something on the floor, a class project that I offered to the group if we could, if the group could do it. You're probably more involved than anyone else with the idea. You've done it yourself, and you probably have some mature visions about it. But what I suggested to the group was that they go and walk the halls of the social medical system with all the people in their rooms getting their treatments and at various levels of pre-op and post-op, and experiencing the impact of the sin in the world in those rooms. And don't go in them, just walk down the hall, walk past their room intentionally, and leave them stranded with the effect of sin. Don't go in the room, don't say anything, just walk a few halls, walk by as many rooms as you can, as time allows, and just leave those people there to deal with their sin, the effect of it in their life. Don't show them any fellowship at all. Walk the halls and then go back to your car and go home without feeling any concern, any responsibility, without acknowledging any understanding or capacity to help at all. Just leave. And see how that feels. Wear that. Walk around with that as you see your healthy family, as you see your children, and know that they're not there. You don't have any responsibility no response is needed from you. They're not family, those people you walk by perhaps. They're not friends. They're not acquaintances. They're just people. And the sin has a grip on them in some form of sickness. But you're home and you're safe. And there's a system, a default medical system that is doing all the work that Christ gave us to do. And that default medical system, it's pretty good. I mean, look at all the activity there at the hospital. Look at all that's going on. All that aid is being given. It's quite a default system that we have in our society, and the court systems as well. You know, we have quite a default in the court systems. You know, we don't have to obey the law. The system will collect you when you're illegal, when you've offended someone. They'll collect you and they'll deal out justice. We don't need to deal with justice. Even though God deals with us with our sin and our injustice without the blood of Christ, even though he deals with that, we don't have to be concerned about it outside ourselves, because there's a default system at work every day, all day, even at night while we sleep. People are being dealt with social medical procedures. We should not have any trouble sleeping at night. Never worry about it, because we pay into this great system. And the teaching about sin and the freeness that the disciples had, that Christ said they needed to learn. Go out and learn what it's like to freely give, because you have freely received. You need to learn what you've received. You need to realize what my authority over sin by dying on the cross means for you. What do you guys think? You think that would be a good exercise for the class if we all went out and just walked the halls? Perhaps we can get rid of some of our anxiety about doing nothing or doing too little. What do you think? Would that be a good exercise? Walk those halls.
It sounds kind of rough. I just thinking about doing that makes it like it's almost impactful just to even consider walking past people that need your help, and you just keep on going and let it be and not give freely when you receive.
Well, we're living that way. We're actually living that way. We avoid phone calls. We avoid contact. We avoid aid. We avoid prayer. We avoid any unity between us and them. If you want to find unity, you're going to find unity in Christ. You're going to find unity in sin without Christ. I mean, those kinds of things we're trying to avoid, aren't we? Isn't that what it's all about? Isn't that why the default medical system is such a great thing for us? I'm just thinking that maybe if we walk past enough rooms, just maybe the pump might get primed. Just maybe we might get moved by the weight of the suffering from sin. Maybe the weight is what we need. Maybe if we can walk past a few hundred rooms a week, maybe just the weight of that pressing down on us would move us. Maybe we open a door one day, but that would be a whole nother class project, a whole nother exercise. Just go home, go back to your car, the safety of not being sick and not being in that system. Just go home. Go back to your family. I mean, if you don't know their names, if you don't know their situations, that'll balance out for you. Even though you walk past their rooms, you don't have the tragedy of the sin bearing down on them. You don't know it. You don't really know it. It's not going to scar us or anything, But maybe that's what we need. Maybe we just need to feel the weight.
I've gotten some exposure to that, and I know you have too, Dad. I don't know how many people in the group have been in prisons before, but I just don't like being in prisons or jails, and the weight of being in there, and I just want out, and I'm thankful to be able to walk out of them after I've walked in, but that's just another worldly system where, we'll just confine these people, and that's going to work for them, and thank goodness we have prisons to house these people that commit crimes, and, people rest in that, idea of a prison or a jail.
And so we could celebrate what Christ has freely given us. And we can offer it then to those people. I remember taking prisoners down to county. We would argue with each other in the car about who should go in and bring the prisoner in and book them in there, because the smell was so bad. You used to try to hold your breath in the lobby. Hurry up and try to write and run out, get a breath of air. It was horrible. The stench was so horrible in the lobby of the jail. And it was a terrible thing, and we would book those prisoners in there. Every week we were in there bringing somebody else, and it was a horrible thing, and we used to flee it, and we were thankful for that system that would take them off our hands and book them and arraign them and feed them and house them. We were thankful for that system. Get away from them. Go away from them. Lock them up. So we get used to these systems in our life, the social medical system. Oh, they'll take care of them, are there no workhouses? Are there no missions? Are there no hospitals? Are there no jails? That's what Scrooge asked. Aren't those places out there? Can't I just get on with life? Can't I just watch a movie tonight make some popcorn and hang out? Do I have to do this class project? No, you don't have to. But if you usually, when you visit those institutional places, you walk in there and you go and you see the person you came to visit, and who knows what goes on there. But you leave without them, don't you? You leave them there with sin's effect, and you go home. This is different. You don't have to go in a room. You don't have to face a person dealing with sin's effects. Just walk the halls. Don't go in any rooms. Don't feel bad about any of them. Don't ask any questions about their health. Don't ask if there's a pastor visiting them. Just walk by the rooms and go home. See what that feels like. See what it feels like, because that's what we're doing when we let the world systems deal with these people. They're in a trap. Their sin is not forgiven. They don't have anybody to help them. Not the way that we can. Because of it having been done for us. And it was free. Free. This is the war out there. We're not at war with the medical system. We're giving away our brothers and sisters to them. We're not at war with them. I didn't know how to bring this out today, except in how stark the message is. I mean, it's a very stark message, but we've got to peel that banana. How can that peel? How can we ignore their suffering? Why do we leave them in their sin one more day?